For those of you who don't know, Alex is one of our most successful stylists here at Blend Salon. She started with us, I think she was like our second hire, right? Yeah. Second hire back last February. And we wanted to just touch a little bit on her story because it's kind of wild and a little crazy, but it's a good one. So I guess first we'll start with like, how did you even find us? Like, how do you even know about Blend Salon? Because like I remember you DMing and you were like, hey, like I'm moving and I kind of want to work there, but like I don't live there. So yeah, how did that come about?
So I basically just kind of reached out. I was reaching out to like different options in the area, and I didn't really see anything that I liked. And I reached out to the suites, just like kind of to get more information, because I had a suite in my house. So I was working from home on my own. I was like, maybe I'll just go to a suite, because I was really scared of like going back to a salon. I did not want to do that. And then when I reached out to the salon suites, they kind of like sent me in your guys' direction, because you had just left to open this space. Yep. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. So we would come on like house tours. Like we would come look at houses down here. And every time we would come down, I would make my husband drive past. And I would stalk you guys, and I would just look in the window and see like what phase you were on. Uh-huh. And I would just wait, like every single day I would wait until like the hiring post like went up on Instagram. I love that.
I love it. So you moved from Delaware, right?
Yeah, like right on the line of Delaware, yeah.
Delaware, okay. And I feel like you also make comments like all the time about how you never thought it was possible, obviously, to go back into a salon atmosphere after working for yourself for, X amount of years, because you were in a salon before that. So you kind of got comfortable with being self-employed, and then obviously to go back to being like a W-2 employee. I guess like after meeting with us, like what was your driving force beyond that? Like I guess after we had our interview.
I think I just kind of was in a spot in my life where I was like needing a change. I wasn't really sure like what I was gonna do or where to go. And I kind of was like, okay, I really like this salon, and I like how small the staff is right now. Like I didn't want to be back in a salon with like 30 to 50 employees. Yeah, it's kind of been nice, because I just feel like when you have so many salons and you're trying to like find a spot to fit in where there's so many people, it's really hard. So when you're in a smaller spot that's like just starting off, and you kind of can see that like both of the owners like have a really big dream and they want this to go far, it's just easy to kind of like come in and be like, all right, yeah, like we're going to the top, like I want to go with you.
Yeah,
so
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
When you were working for yourself, you were doing a different extension method. Coming to Blend, we require you to do IBE. How did you feel about switching the method that you were previously doing over?
I think it was fine. So I actually got certified. I started doing hair extensions out of a salon that did like custom wigs and hair pieces for like cancer patients, which was really cool. So I kind of got like my apprenticeship like through that, and I kind of fell in love with extensions, and then I just kind of kept getting certified in all these methods that weren't really working. And then I found the method before when I came here. We all know which one it is, will not be named. But I started doing it, and it just wasn't giving me like the actual end results that I wanted. Like I felt like there was something missing from it. So then when I found your guys' social media, I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do. Like those extension transformations are it. Like I can't go back to the method that I'm using. So I ended up selling my house. And after I sold my house and got my check, I called the next day and set up my interview with them. And I was like, hello, IBE? Like, I'm coming, don't worry. And I paid in full, and I ended up, actually, I'm pretty sure I made us an IBE salon.
Yep.
So I got to
She did.
Kind of open the door for the discount for everybody else.
Because Alex.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think the method that I saw you guys doing was just so mind-blowing, and it was like seamless, and everybody was leaving happy. The grow outs were coming back great. So I was like really excited to dive into it.
So when you switched obviously to doing strictly IBE, and you didn't really have obviously an extension clientele when you had transferred here from Delaware, you're super lucky. Obviously you have a handful of clients who still do travel out. So really you kind of built your clientele here from scratch. And I know that's something that we were super transparent with you from the start from our interview, is that like we don't promise you 100% like here's a full book of clients, but I feel like you took that and you were like, I'll show you differently. And So basically, I mean, like, just tell me a little bit about how you built your book so fast, and not only just building your book so fast, but after getting IBE certified, I mean, you probably have well over 20 IBE clients now that are consistent. So how did that all come about in literally like less than a year?
I think honestly, it's knowing your demographic and like kind of where you are in like your location. And I really had no idea like what I was getting myself into. So I kind of just listened to whatever you guys said, and I just kind of went with it. I was like, okay, they're telling me to do this. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to show up. And I just kind of slowly kept building. And I feel like having a couple years of like being a stylist under my belt helped me kind of retain a lot of the clients that were coming in as a first-time client.
For sure.
So I do have a lot of like rebooks. I have a really good retention rate.
You just won $250.
Yeah.
You just highest rebooker in the salon for sure. So the retention is looking hot.
And I think honestly, just being like transparent with clients, and I'm a very honest person. If you know me, you know like I don't really BS around. Like I'm not really someone who's gonna like float on ice or whatever. I just kind of am very honest behind the chair.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
And well, I feel like they have like a next level of respect for people who are just blunt rather than being like, oh yeah, I can give you this. Like, no, you can't get that today, period. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I guess
No, that's awesome. I know, obviously, Kelsey and I write your checks. We do your direct deposit. So we know how much you make, obviously. But I feel like, share with me a little bit about how like Blend Salon, like in 1 year has kind of changed you in a financial way that you didn't know was possible before. But like, cause I feel like the stigma in general in hair industries is like, oh, they're a hairstylist. They make like no money. They do, when actually, I mean, there's plenty of hairstylists in the world that can make well over 6 figures and being super successful. And you're, I mean, a year in now, and this year you're probably already on track to make over 100K. So it's like, just talk a little bit about like how Blend changed you financially.
I think honestly, the number one thing was switching over and becoming IBE certified. Like IBE really has opened up just like a whole new like floodgate of clients, and it's people come in here in this area. I don't know, it's just a little bit more high end than where I'm from. Everybody knows I'm from Cecil, Tucky, so like, you know, it's a little bit different out in my neck of the woods, I guess. But yeah, I just think like doing like clients consistently, offering the experience that I've always wanted to be able to give people, but never really had the ability to give people because I didn't have the resources.
Yep.
So I feel like Blend has kind of given me the resources to give an experience that I'm proud of. And I think clients like really enjoy coming here. And obviously the salon's beautiful. You guys did a great job with everything and the decorations and stuff. And I think there's like no detail that goes unnoticed when people walk through the door. So the entire experience as a whole is just like amazing, and it, you know, makes people want to come here. But I think like it really comes down to just opening up the extensions and like really just kind of letting that happen and being like, all right, whatever extension clients come in, I'm going to not say no to them. I'm going to take them. I'm going to give them the transformation that they want, make sure they're rebooking. And then obviously, you know, working at Blend, it's really a game changer. It really has been, because I'm making more money now than I was working for myself, which is like really, really cool.
And I'll never forget when you were like, this was my highest paid check that you've ever gotten.
Ever gotten in my career.
And I was like, I love that. Like that's what we want.
Yeah, and the highest check in her career also was like, what, I don't know, a couple months ago or whatever, back then. And I'm like, girl, you haven't even started. Like, you haven't even seen the potential of the income. I'm like, we're on like the beginning of the road. So like, if this is the highest in your career, then like, I don't know, like your husband's about to be a stay-at-home dad. So.
Trooper's not going to troop.
Right. Trooper ain't trooping. So yeah. Okay.
So basically, moving from Delaware, I was absolutely terrified. I sold my house. I sold my little studio that I had inside of my house, and I decided to make the jump to work for somebody else again. And I didn't get just one boss, I got 2 bosses. So I was really scared, but honestly, it's been the best career decision I've ever made. I've pretty much doubled my income in less than a year, and I can't say enough good things about the salon.